Greetings to all. Welcome to Future Officers Academy. Today we are going to see the daily current affairs of July 24. Today we are going to discuss the topics are FM revises personal income tax slabs. So which comes under GS3 paper under Indian economy. GS3 paper. Next, the budget proposes tech platform to boost IBC more NCLTs, which comes under GS3 paper. Same Indian economy. Next, 5 schemes to aid job creation. This also comes under GS3 Indian economy. Next, 1000 crore venture capital fund to be set up for space technology startups, which comes under GS3 Indian economy and both science and technology. Our next topic is about new scheme to focus upliftment of tribal villages, which comes under GS3 same Indian economy. Next, and we'll see editorial analysis and finally the mapping. Our first topic is about FM revises personal income tax of slabs. Our Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman revised the income tax slabs and increased standard deductions under the new tax regime to provide relief to middle class taxpayers and promote higher disposal income. Key changes include raising the 3 to 6 lakh slab to 3 to 7 lakh and increasing deductions for salaried employees and pensioners. So the tax slab of 3 to 6 lakh has been revised to 3 to 7 lakh with the 5% tax rate unchanged. No changes were made for income below rupees 3 lakh, that is rupees 12 to 15 lakh slab, or income exceeding rupees 15 lakh. The changes are expected to save a salaried employee up to rupees 17,500 in income tax. The standard deduction for salaried employees under the new tax regime increased from 50,000 to 75,000. Deduction on family pension for pensioners increased from 15,000 to 25,000. The measures aim to provide relief to around 4 crore salaried individuals and pensioners. Deepa Sri Reddy from BDO India noted that the rigid in slab is intended to relieve middle class taxpayers and promote the new tax regime, which over two-thirds of taxpayers opted for last fiscal year. Purva Prakash from Deloitte India stated that the revision in tax slab and the increase in standard deductions benefit salaried employees, facilitating savings of about 17,500 on an income of 15,000 lakh, thus increasing disposal income. Ms. Prakash highlighted that taxpayers in the new tax regime cannot claim exceptions like housing allowance, limited incentivization avenues, hence the revision in tax slabs and standard deduction. The FM proposed that not reporting movable assets up to 20 lakh would incur penalties, addressing issues faced by Indian professionals with foreign assets like ASOPs and social security schemes. So we have the prelims question which have been asked in previous year 2017. Consider the following statement. Tax revenue as percent of GDP of India has steadily increased in last decade. Fiscal deficit as a percent of GDP of India has steadily increased in the last decade. So which of the statement given above is correct? The answer is D. Both the statements are wrong. Our next topic is about budget proposes tech platform to boost IBC more NCLTs. So Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman proposed an integrated technology platform and additional national company law tribunals to overcome under the Insolvency on Bankruptcy Code. These measures aim to enhance transparency, consistency, and efficiency in resolution cases, benefiting creditors and exploring recovery process in the banking sector. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman so proposed an integrated platform to improve outcomes of insolvency and bankruptcy code for transparency, consistency, timely settlement, and better oversight of resolution cases. The government will set up additional national company law tribunals to expedite case resolution under IBC. The Center of Processing Accelerated Corporate Exit will extend its service for the voluntary closure of LLP, strengthening national company law tribunals and establishing more debt recovery tribunals are seen as positive steps for the banking sector. Anup Prabhat, partner S. Shartul Amarchand Mangaldas and co-highlighted that the integration of the IBC ecosystem through a tech platform will increase the utility and efficiency of the corporate insolvency resolution. Improvements in the legislative framework and increased tribunal strength are expected to enhance process efficiency. Technological integration will help identify sources of delay and implement corrective measures to improve efficiency. With this, we have the UPSC prelims question which have been asked 2017. Which of the following statement best describes the term scheme for sustainable structure of stressed assets recently seen in news? So, options are it is a procedure of considering ecological cost development schemes formulated by the government. It is a scheme of the RBI for reworking the financial structure of big corporate entities facing genuine difficulties. It is a disincentive plan to government regarding central public sector undertakings. It is an important provision in the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code recently implemented by the government. Here the answer is B. Our next topic is about 5 new schemes to aid job creation. The first budget of the third Narendra Modi government focuses on addressing rising unemployment and job losses with 5 schemes totaling rupees 2 lakh crore. This scheme aimed to generate jobs, incentivize employment, and enhance skilling opportunities for youth with significant support measures linked to EPFO enrollment and training initiatives. The first budget of the Narendra Modi government prioritizes employment and skilling amid rising unemployment and job losses, proposing 5 schemes with a 2 lakh crore outlay to generate jobs for youth. 3 schemes under the Prime Minister package focus on employment linked incentive based on EPFO enrollment, targeting first time employees and providing support to employees and employers. One scheme offers a direct benefit transfer of 1 month's salary in 3 installments to newly employed workers registered in the EPFO up to 15,000 benefiting 210 lakh youth with salary eligibility limit of rupees 1 lakh per month. The Ministry of Textiles 2016 special package for the apparel sector aimed to generate 1 crore jobs in 3 years, with the government covering the entire 12% EPFO contribution for new employees earning less rupees 15,000 per month for the first 3 years. S.K. Sundararaman, chairman of the Southern Indian Mills Association, emphasized the need for consistency and long-term implementation of such schemes for success. The second scheme incentives additionally employment in the manufacturing sector linked to first-time employees' EPFO contributions in the first 4 years, benefiting 30 lakh youth and their employers. The third scheme covers additional employment in all sectors, with the government reimbursing employers up to rupees 3,000 per month for 2 years towards EPFO contributions for each additional employee. The fourth scheme aims to skill 20 lakh youth over 5 years by upgrading 1,000 industrial training institutes in hub and spoke arrangements with outcome orientation. The fifth scheme offers internship opportunities for 1 crore youth in 500 top companies over 5 years, providing the internship allowances of rupees 5,000 per month and one-time assistance of rupees 6,000. Trade union leader Amarjit Kaur critiqued the proposals as focusing on case of doing business and benefiting corporate house while emphasizing skilling over job creation for the already skilled but unemployed. So with this, we have the UPSC prelims previous year question 2016. Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana is aimed at bringing the small entrepreneurs into formal financial system, providing loans to poor farmers for cultivating particular crops, providing pensions to old and destitute persons, funding the voluntary organizations involved in the promotions of skilled development and employment generation. The answer is A, bringing the small entrepreneurs into formal financial system. Our next topic is rupees 1,000 crore venture capital fund to be set up for space technology startups. In 2024 to 25 Union budget, the Department of Space saw a slight increase in funding focusing on technology development. Rupees 1,000 crore venture capital pool for space startups was announced but received mixed reactions for being insufficient. The budget also proposed removing angel tax to encourage space industry investments. The rise mainly supports space technology development with increased funding for space applications, decrease for space science, and a significant cut in incent satellite systems. So, this amount venture capital pool was announced for space startups aimed at expanding the space economy by 5 times in next decade. Reactions to the pool were mixed, with some viewing it as an insufficient compared to global stands. Experts noted the need for more substantial government backing to foster a thriving space startup ecosystem. The government also proposed removing angel tax, which space industry members welcomed as a step to reduce investment friction. Recent policies allow up to 100% FDI in satellite component manufacturing and ground segments with lower limits in other areas. With this, we have the UPSC prelims question which have been asked in 2022 with reference to Web 3.0. Consider the following statements. Web 3.0 technology enables people to control their own data. Web 3.0 world, there can be blockchain based social networks. Web 3.0 is operated by users collectively rather than the corporation. Here the answer is D. So all the three statements are correct. So they have been asking the correct statement. So all the three statements are correct. Our next topic is about new scheme to focus on uplift to tribal villages. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman introduced the PM Janj, Janjatiya Unat Gram Abhiyan to enhance basic facilities for scheduled tribe families. The Ministry of Tribal Affairs received rupees 13,000 crore for financial year 2024 to 25 with a focus of Ekalvya model residential schools allocations for OBC students schemes saw reductions. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced the launch of PM Janjatiya Unat Gram Abhiyan, aiming for full saturation of basic facilities for 5 crore scheduled tribe families across 63,000 villages in tribal majority areas and aspirational districts. So this scheme model will focus on scheduled tribe populations but lack details on funds implementation or oversight. Tribal Affairs Minister Jual Oram welcomed the scheme, calling it transformative and a step towards improving tribal communities' socio-economic conditions. So the National Fellowship for OBC students allocation decreased to rupees 55 crore from 57 crore in the previous budget estimate despite at higher revised estimates. No, with this we have practice question, that is consider the following statements about Ekalya model residential schools administered by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. It is established with grants under 275 one of the Indian constitution. It pays special focus on integrated tribal development projects where there small be at least one EMRS in the demarked project spatial area. The current ST population literacy level is below 50% opposed to the country average literacy level at 70%. So here the answer is C. Only third statement is correct. Sorry, incorrect. They have been asking the incorrect. Only the third statement is incorrect. Our next topic is editorial analysis. Our editorial analysis topic is a message of fiscal stability, growth, continuity. The financial year 25 Union budget emphasizes fiscal stability and sustainable growth, addressing economic imbalance with a focus on agriculture, employment, and MSMEs. It boosts funding for housing and production linked incentives while maintaining fiscal discipline. The budget also supports fiscal consolidation and prepares India for potential sovereign rating upgrades. Now, focus on weaker building blocks have been seen. The 8.2% of GDP growth in financial year 24, while commendable, was driven by an uneven K-shaped segmentation. The premiumization of consumption has seen the robust demand for luxury cars, houses, and goods coincide with stagnant waves, low fast moving consumer goods sales, and food inflation continuing to vociferously by those at bottom end of the income pyramid. Against this background, the financial year 25 budget, through the panoply of measures, has addressed the weaker building blocks to improve the quality of employment, fortify agriculture, and bring in the micro, small, medium enterprises into meaningful role play in India. Manufacturing renaissance. This will pave the path to establish Viksit Bharat by 2047. A thriving agriculture sector will allow the government to deliver on its promise of food grains under the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana, now extended for 5 years. Next, we have to know about on employment generation. The budget entitled an energized focus on employment generation for the youth, especially within the ambit of formal workforce. A new scheme offering incentives to employers as well as employees who join the workforce for the first time was announced at an outlay of rupees 10,000 crore through the Ministry of Labour. Other fresh schemes incentivizing internships with an outlay of 2,000 crore and for working skilled youth in collaboration with state government and industry were envisaged. The somewhat resonance with the tripartite compact between center, state, private sector that the economic survey had recommended on Eve the financial year 25 union budget to deliver on the rising aspirants of Indian youth. Outlay towards housing saw a massive jump in financial year 25 budget. So, financing constraints typically faced by MSME were addressed via promise to facilitate term loans to MSMEs for purchase of machinery and equipment without collateral. To facilitate improved and undistributed lending, banks will now allow to develop in-house credit assessment and facilitation backed by the government to continue extend credit to MSMEs even during the stress times. Most of these measures will divide handsomely with the macro focus of pushing a job-led growth in medium term. The government has succeeded in maintaining the fiscal discipline wish list, extending a wide gamut of measures to stimulate the economy. Now, what are the other changes have been seen here? The other changes are compared to the interim budget fiscal deficit estimate to 5.1% of GDP. The government turned the financial year 25 headline deficit target to 4.9%, while the capex target was left unchanged at rupees 11.1 trillion. The gain from Reserve Bank of India transfers a record high dividend of rupees 2.1 trillion earlier this year were divided between higher welfare spends and a reduction in fiscal deficit. And finally, it says about this will serve India well all the time, and the domestic bonds em- embarked on a maiden journey of getting, including in global bond incidents. So, in the face of greater scrutiny of India fiscal metrics by international agencies, now more than ever, an adherence to fiscal discipline prepares the groundwork for the possibility of a sovereign rating upgrade in the future. So, that's all from our editorial analysis. Next, our topic is about mapping. Under mapping, the protected areas of India will continue with this last video. So the International Union of Conservation of Nature, that is IUCN, through its World Commission on Protected Areas, has put forward 6 protected area management categories. The categories are Category 1A, Category 1B, Category 2, Category 3, Category 4, Category 5 and Category 6, and it has different norms under these categories. So International Convention Conference on the Conservation Protected Areas in India says that about first Ramsar Convention on Wetlands in the year of 1971. The next is Convention on Biological Diversity, that is CBD. Next is World Heritage Convention in the year 1972. Next is Convention on Migratory Species. Next is United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, that is UNFCCC. After that, Convention Concerning the Protection of the World Cultural and Natural Heritage in the year 1972. Also, United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples. So, that's all from the protected areas of India. To read this document, you can visit our website. Our website link have been provided in the description. To get more daily current affairs videos, follow our YouTube channel, also our Telegram channel. Thank you.